Most people think renting is just a temporary stage in life, something you do until you're ready to buy a home. It feels flexible, safe, stress-free. And owning a home, that feels heavy, expensive, complicated. But what if that thinking is exactly what keeps people stuck for decades? Because the truth is, this isn't just about rent or property. It's about time. And time changes everything. Why renting feels right. Let's start with why renting feels so comfortable. When you rent, life is simple. If something breaks, you don't fix it. If you want to move, you just leave. No big loans, no long commitments, no pressure. Every month feels predictable. You pay your rent, and you move on with your life. And honestly, for many people, that feels like freedom. Because in the short term, renting removes responsibility. It removes uncertainty. It removes risk. But here's the part nobody really talks about. Just because something feels easy in the short term doesn't mean it's helping you in the long term. Why buying feels hard. Now let's talk about owning a home. Buying property is not simple. You need a down payment, you deal with banks, approvals, paperwork. You take on debt that lasts years, sometimes decades. And at first, it feels like a huge burden. Because instead of paying just rent, you're suddenly responsible for something much bigger. A mortgage, maintenance, taxes, repairs, unexpected costs. So most people look at this and think, no thanks, I'll just keep renting. And that decision feels logical. It feels safe. But it's often based on what hurts less right now, not what builds more later. The silent difference. Now here's where things start to shift. Let's say two people start the same life. Same age, same income, same opportunities. Person A rents. Person B buys a small home. At first, person A looks smarter. More flexibility, more cash in hand, less stress. Person B feels pressure. Less freedom, higher financial responsibility. But something starts happening over time. Rent increases slowly. Not suddenly, but quietly. Year after year. Meanwhile, person B is slowly paying down their mortgage, building equity without noticing it every day. And here's the key difference. Person A is paying for a place to live, forever. Person B is slowly turning payments into ownership. At first, it doesn't look like much. But time doesn't move in days. It moves in years. The mental trap? The biggest illusion in this decision is comfort. Renting feels safe because it avoids pressure. Buying feels risky because it forces commitment. But life doesn't reward comfort forever. It rewards direction. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Every year you delay ownership, the gap doesn't stay the same. It grows. Not because renting is bad, but because inflation, property value, and time don't wait for decisions. So what starts as, I'll buy later, slowly becomes maybe next year, and eventually turns into, it's too expensive now. And that's the trap. Not renting, but delay. The emotional turn. Now imagine 10 years pass.
Person A has rented the entire time. They've moved a few times, adjusted to rent increases, paid every month. But nothing belongs to them. No asset, no ownership, no leverage. Person B? They went through stress early. They sacrificed comfort. But now they have something powerful. A property that is partially or fully paid off. An asset that can be used, leveraged, or rented out. And suddenly the story changes. Because one person is still paying for living, and the other is starting to benefit from it.
The real realization, this is where most people misunderstand everything. The goal was never just owning a house. The goal is what ownership represents: stability, equity, options, leverage, time working for you instead of against you. Renting gives you flexibility today. Owning gives you compounding tomorrow. And the longer you stay in one system, the more powerful its effect becomes. Not instantly, but inevitably.
The real question isn't, should I rent or should I buy? The real question is, am I okay staying in the same position for the next 10 years while everything around me changes? Because renting isn't just a payment, and owning isn't just a purchase. They are two different paths, and time will amplify whichever one you choose. So whatever decision you make it consciously. Because years from now, you won't remember the monthly payment. You'll remember the life it built, or didn't.
If this made you think, don't ignore it. Act on it. Subscribe for more videos that can change how you see money. I'll see you in the next videos. Peace.